Good afternoon and welcome to another edition of Facebook Live. This afternoon we're going to be talking about living a long life and how living a long life could seriously impact your finances. I started yesterday morning's show with Dr. Bill Franklin. He's known as the grandfather of allergies in Great Britain. He was a Japanese prisoner of war in World War II. He worked alongside Alexander Fleming, who discovered the first antibiotic, and he was asked by Saddam Hussein for an allergy treatment in 1979. The most remarkable thing about Dr. Franklin, he's standing tall at 105 years old, and he still contributes to medical journals and consults people about allergies yet today. Another reminder that we're living longer than ever before. The statistics are black and white. Soon it could be commonplace to be celebrating your 100th birthday, and that will play a huge role in how we plan for retirement. So, when you talk about longevity, Ken Dykewald is the Age Wave CEO, and he's a qualified expert on longevity. He says most people, or more people, are expecting to live beyond age 100. 2/3 of all the people that have ever lived past the age of 65 in the entire history of the world are alive today. So longevity is already upon us. But in the decades to come, we're going to see more and more breakthroughs, and this is frightening. For a lot of our kids, living to 120 years old or 150 years old won't be outrageous. I mean, think about that. So if you retire at 60 and you're going to live till 120, half your life will be in retirement. So, well, that may be good news overall. People are going to have to think about how they're going to pay for those extra years of life. Dykewald recently timed up with Bank of America Merrill Lynch on a study which revealed 81% of people don't know how much money they will need to fund their retirement. It's kind of an abstract figure. He said people are most concerned about health. People really think about, when I plan for retirement or my longer life, the dimensions of healthcare become very important. Even as people want to live longer, they also want to work longer. They asked pre-retirees, what do you think you're going to miss when you stop working? And they thought most people would say the check. And then they asked thousands of retirees, what do you miss most? And they missed the action. They missed the stimulation. They missed the reason to get up in the morning, but they don't want to work full time. And he said this could be a new trend. He said, I think what you're going to see more and more people doing in their 60s and 70s is part-time work, encore jobs, driving for Uber, starting their own business. It allows them to have more money and to build their nest egg for a little longer period if they're going to have that longer life. 73% of the folks they surveyed said they want to continue working, but on their terms. In fact, 40% said they would like to start a business and would like to get skills to be able to do that. So education later in life is going to be a pretty important consideration as well. But one of the challenges that we have to look at is the oldest people out there. Another challenge, the oldest old in the U.S. are women. Nearly 2/3 of people over age 85 in the U.S. are single women. Widows and divorced women are more likely to be living in poverty than married couples. We know that women are more often living alone than men in old age, and as a result, they're living on a single income, often on an income that's been depleted by their former spouse's last illness and the cost of that or long-term care cost. The issues of the very old are primarily women's issues, and how they survive and pay for their expenses in old age. And retirement trends are another challenge. Yes, there's greater longevity, but on average, the age of retirement has been declining, not increasing. You would think you live longer, so you work a little bit longer, not just because you can, but because you need to finance your longer lifespan. But that's not what is happening. This could be the result of several factors. Sometimes people would like to continue working, but they can't. But it's also because leisure has a lot of value, and people would like to have more time in leisure. Of course, the downside to this trend is that if you live longer and retire earlier, you really need to have quite a bit more wealth to fund that period. So again, what are some strategies? Well, number one, it becomes ultimately very important to maximize your Social Security benefits. If you're planning on a long lifespan, you absolutely have to maximize Social Security. Two, you ought to be working a little longer. The longer you work, the less you need to draw down on your assets, less time you need to finance your retirement. So again, a couple different factors. Look at your family gene pool. Look at your health history. If longevity is in your future, you got to have strategies to combat this. This has been another edition of Facebook Live.